Transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, folks, this is a sad day for me, believe it or not. If you remember here on Friday's show, I said I would be selling my silver today, which I did. I sold it Friday, just right around 79 cents, just a little under that. What I had, folks, not my silver dollars. These were 1964 silver half dollars with President Kenny's. They're beautiful, beautiful coins, and I bought them in rolls. I think. I don't remember exactly what I paid for them. It wasn't very much. But anyway, they were sold today. Now, let me explain to you what silver has done here on a quantitative basis. Okay, when you buy a silver bag, which weighs 55 pounds, you get 1,000 coins, either they're quarters, halves, dollars, well, not dollars, of course, because they're very big premiums, or dimes. And if you had 10 dimes, okay, which is $1, put the 10 dimes down there, you would have gotten $59 per ounce for that. So that those 10 dimes, $1 is worth $59. So if you had, $10 worth, you had 590. If you had 1,000 worth, you had 5,900. But the thing that's important here is that when you had a bag of silver, it weighed 55 pounds of 90% pure silver. That's what you were doing. That's what, I used to hedge those all the time. But here's what's happened to silver this morning. You can see early this morning, we gapped up $3. It actually opened at 82 and change. And then it had the big break, and then it snapped right back and went back and touched the high. And then, of course, it had the big break from 83. It dropped $8, okay? And from $8, it rallied up $5. That's 13. And then from 13, it dropped all the way down here around 10. So we've had a $25 move in silver today, folks. As you can see, once the market, made new lows here, we completed an A, B, C, D pattern right here. Then we went sideways. And I believe this was very, very close to a 382 retracement, as I recall, because I happened to be watching that on the old monitor, and it came within about 4 cents of being the exact number. And then we had a smaller one right here. This is a 13-minute chart, so there's an hour in there, and if you just clean that out just a little bit, you'd be able to see that we did complete another 382 retracement up here at 72.50, and there it was right there. And now it's down $1.50 from that level, and we're still going lower. So this may or may not be the high in silver and gold. But folks, the thing I want to warn you about is the news that you're getting out there about all the stuff that's out there on the what do you call it, false information, or what do you want to call it? You would not believe the rumors. The first rumor was that J.P. Morgan was going bankrupt because they couldn't meet a $31 billion margin call. I mean, these numbers they were throwing them out like, confetti. Anyway, that's just check what the charts are doing. Don't listen to what the people are saying. And that's pretty much what you want to do, because there are so many bad rumors out there that you just, they're beyond their wildest dreams as far as that. This was the indication that I had for gold here with the AI. We were up here trading at around 490. Now this at 490, remember the high was 45.90, folks. That was the actual high. At 44.90, we were $100 lower, and yet you still had a nice little place to sell it. That was a 382 retracement, and you can see it followed down nicely. We've had a bounce. We're in the midst of possible rally in here, but it's going very, very quietly. But we'll see, whether that means very much or not. So that's the main thing. keep an eye on the stock market, folks, because with this much bullishness out there, the only other time that we've had something like this being bullish was in 1929. They announced it on CNBC. They announced it on Bloomberg today, and I talked about it last week. I put it in a newsletter. I said that's never happened before, and that's got to be a danger signal. Ed Yardeni picked up on it. Ed's a technician. Don't know anything about the fundamental. I don't know anything about the fundamentals. I don't know if he follows them at all. I don't think he does, but who knows? But anyway, that's what we're paying attention to here this morning. The other thing is about the gold market. Let's switch gears here and say it like it is, Larry, and let's talk about the Treasury bonds. We want to get up here because bonds have completed a really nice ABCD pattern here today. We'll get this up here on a 30-minute chart so you'll be able to see it without too much trouble. And there's where we are right now. Get this over here, and you can see, move this over just a little bit like that, and we completed a really nice ABCD pattern right here at 116 and change. Let's just draw that in so all the folks can see it here. There's your AB leg right here. There's your CD leg right there, and it comes in right there, right on the money. But folks, if you want to have an ABCD pattern, you can't ask for anything better than one that we've been following for quite a while, and that is our old moo cows, February. Let's take a look at February cattle today, and we'll just use a small picture here, and anybody can see this beautiful ABCD pattern that we had here, folks. It dropped from 31 all the way down. That's a $1,500 move with virtually no risk involved. There's your A, B, C, D right on the money, and it drops from 31 to 28 at $400. That's $1,300, and now we're rallying back. We've had a pretty good rally here. You might be able to, pick off some money here because you've got a little A, B, C, D going in cattle right now in the direction of the opening price. And you'll see here, there's where you are. There's your AB leg. There's your CD leg. It's coming in here a little bit higher up here at around 230. Oh, we're right there. There it is right now. So that is an ABCD. Not quite a head and shoulders because there's not too much what we call symmetry. You'd like to have it be absolutely perfect, but again, it's not perfect. But right there's the number. It's at 230 to 18, and we're trading at 230.07 is what we're watching here. By the way, our guest today is Norm Winsky. He's had some really good stuff in the past. Well, for a long time, as a matter of fact. He's got some great stuff to talk to us about today that is coming up, along with the Santa Claus rally. That lasts between the 24th of December to the 2nd of January. It was work done by Yale Hirsch of the Stock Traders Almanac. He had the distinction of having the most beautiful apartment in New York City, folks. It was in, I think it's a Knickerbocker Hotel. I might be wrong on that one, but I was in it once for a few minutes many, many, many years ago with a friend of mine who was a New York Stock Exchange member who was a friend of Yale Hirsch. I didn't know the guy, but I met him once. But it was an incredible, nothing but museum pieces. Anyway, it was a really incredible place where he lived. Anyway, that's little nits and bits of stuff that we're looking at here today. We've got some more things to talk about, but major stuff going on, folks, is the fact that there's nobody bearish out there in the market. And of course, I've been bearish, but I've been bearish since 1983. Well, not quite that bad. Anyway, I get that joke all the time from a couple of my friends. But we've had ups and downs, but we've been doing okay overall. But when you see this many people bullish, that's why I can't understand why all of these investment houses. These are really smart guys, man. They didn't go to Podon Q. These guys come from Wharton and all this other places.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Okay, folks, this is the gold market. We were predicting it would get to 45.73. The high was 45.84. The high today was 45.81. There's your opening gap right here. It gapped up $40 or so. Then it had the ABCD move to the downside. The reason why I'm showing you this is because where the structure of the market changed. If we drew the ABCD pattern in, you'll see there it is right there. There's your AB equals CD. Just almost absolutely perfect. I didn't go over and check to see what relationship that might have been. It's probably been right at a 382 of this low right here. Let's just double check. I haven't done this yet, so let's just do it right now, because when you break 382s, you know that there's, big trouble in paradise, and that was, there it is right here. There was 470, that was your 382. There was the rally back, getting back to there. Now, once that broke, well, there it is. I put that in there, the 382. Once it broke, you've made a new low, and now you have a rally, and there's the key to the gold market today, folks. From my opinion, of course, and if you pay more than 3 cents, you've overpaid. But now you've had the high, so you've got to change the 382 retracement. So if you go from your high down to your low, draw it in right there, and there exactly, right there at 510, 45.10 was your 382 retracement. The high was 45.10.50. Then we come down and look, we make another new low. Remember what the rule is. You've got to change the 382, so you've got to go back and look at the new one, and that takes you from the next level right here, from that level right there, and that 382 comes in right there at 488, and then boom, down she came, and we're still going lower. So that's the structure that we were talking about the last couple of days. Watch those 382 retracements, because once they start, that's it. I think that's pretty much it for the gold market, folks. I think the gold and silver have made a major top up in here. We even had massive moves in platinum. Platinum, I think, moved $900, $500. Well, I could double check it here just for kicks and giggles. But boy, it was wild too. But there's not a lot of, well, I don't know how many players are in platinum because I don't trade it anymore. I never really did. Hold on, let's move here. Get the price up here so we'll be able to see the swing that we had coming in here. And there's platinum right here. Let's just do a 8-hour. Well, let's do 20 minutes. So we'll see some of the swings that have actually occurred in platinum. If I can get and come up, there's platinum right here. You can see we've had we've gone. There was the move this morning. There's where we were Friday. Here was today. No, this is it. There was it last night. There's Sunday. Okay. We had a big move down right off the bat, and then we rallied all the way up to here. And you can see we've dropped 700. Well, gee whiz, that's $700 an ounce here in platinum. Now, platinum, had the move right here like we were looking in gold. You see, it didn't make the ABCD, but it did make the lower high at the 382 retracement. You'll see that'll come in just about right there on the money, and now it's coming down and it's still going low. This has told us, folks, that we're probably made a major top, and for today it has, because you're down $250 from the high in gold, for God's sakes. I mean, that ought to tell you something. All right, get that out of the way, and we don't have to worry too much about that. We'll have Norm coming up, try to make sense of some of these things that we're paying attention to here today. We're having a pretty good rally here. I wanted to show you this in the S&P, because we've had a nice rally and we're starting to, get back up into this area right here. Whether it goes the whole day or not, I don't know, because we're, like we say, we're always dancing with the devil, and the devil is in the cards, and we'll take the high to the low, and there we are right now, boys and girls. If you believe 382, this is what you got to do. Anyway, here it is right here, and you'll be going against the AI, but remember, it's only right about 60% of the time at best. So we're popped above it, so you don't have to worry about that one anymore. Anyway, well, you of course certainly can. But anyway, that's what we're watching here, the fact that it did. See, the covering point on this was the ABCD, which was 1937, the low 69.37, the low being 69.36. So that missed it by quite a bit. It was scheduled for 69.37, and it came in at 69.36. And here's where we are right now, getting ready to move. The three things to be worried about, folks. One is that everybody's bullish. Number two, margin debt 1.3 trillion. And number three is the number of dollars out to buy is at 3%. It's never been that low, ever. Ever has it been that low. So that's the key to what we're watching. But we're having a nice rally today, and that's good. So we'd like to give you many chances to get in as short as you possibly can, and that's what we're watching right now. So there's where we are right now with this. Let's take a quick look here at the Dow Jones. As a matter of fact, I just saw it pop up here quite a bit. It had a bigger move here than anything else. We've rallied we rallied 100 points in the Dow Jones. Shut the front door and raise the rent. Let's see what that looks like on a longer term basis here. See what the 382 happens to be on this one for today, because that's been the leader of the pack. And here's where we are with the Dow Jones. And if we draw that in from your high down to your low, the 382 is right here at 4786. Another 20 points in the Dow would be the 382 retracement at this level right up in here. With S&P, of course, has gone above it by a little bit, but that's the way they play the game over there. But little by little, you're only talking about 5 points or so amongst girls. Well, not even that much. It's a point and a half. 49 to 51. I mean, that's really not very much. So that's what we're watching here. The NASDAQ is setting right at the 382 also. Come over here and watch this. That's not from the high. That is not the early morning high, but that was the high after the open. See, the high was way back here Sunday night. See there. So that's where that was, way back up in here. And so this is what we're watching right here is the 382 off of this move right there. And that comes in right at 25,706. So those are the ones that we're watching. Okay, we've covered the cattle. What else? We had someone else had a question about something. I've got it here. Let me write it down here. Oh, the New York Stock Exchange Index, folks, has made a new high on Friday by just a couple of points, but it does not violate the ABCD. The long-term ABCD from 2020 to 2026 measured to 22,100 on the New York Stock Exchange, and we hit 22,200. So that is a little bit higher high, and those are some of the things that we're paying attention to here today. So those are part of it. Now we've got Norm coming up. He does classical astrology. I guess that's what it's called. I know so little about it. I wrote a book about it, but all I did was look at the numbers of the aspects that occurred at a certain time, not understanding what they were half the time, but I saw that they worked, and that's really, what I was watching. Remember, we've talked about the Bradley model quite a bit. I don't have time to show it right now because Norm's going to be coming up, but if you check the newsletter, it shows the key Bradley dates, and by golly, I have it right here. One of them is today. If you go back and look at that original Bradley that we were talking about, get it up here. There it is right there. There's the 29th right there. I can't answer that phone, so there's nothing else I can do. We'll be right back, folks, so stay with us.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors. This portion of Trade What You See is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day, Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Okay, folks, the man who has inside information on the cycles is in the house. Norm Winsky, how are you doing, Norm?
Hello, Larry. Happy holidays. Happy New Year.
Yep.
Okay, Larry, are we good to go now?
You're on the clock, my friend. Please continue.
Okay, so I was last on your show on December 15th. In the interest of scientific research in the markets, we always like to review how things came out on the forecast. I had, as you can see on the screen there, hopefully 1, 2, 3. We had 5 cycle points that we forecasted the various markets. We're looking for when the market. We want the market. For the setup, for the market, whatever market is indicated to be going up or going down for some sort of extreme. Somewhat overbought, oversold. The bigger the extreme, the better. We don't do sideways. Okay, so I'm going to go through quickly the 5 cycles, the points I was looking at. So on the night of the AC is after the close, so that's overnight from the 16th, looking to do a possible trade on the opening of the 17th, and that would have been a Wednesday morning. So we had Geo, that's from the point of view of the Earth, geocentric, Jupiter lining up with Uranus, and I think Jupiter's in Cancer, and Uranus is in Taurus, the bull, and so we will be looking at cattle. I know you were talking about cattle a little while ago, so I thought I would mention that. So we had cattle, copper, cotton, and silver. Cancer is silver, and that was Jupiter was in Cancer, so we'll be looking at that too. And then we had a Venus cycle, and Venus is the planetary ruler for Taurus and cattle. And so then we had cattle, copper, cotton, sugar, and wheat. And then we had that was for the night of the 18th into the opening of the following day. That would be the 19th. And then the 19th was a Friday. So after the close, that puts you into the weekend. And we had 3 cycles of 3 event cluster over the 19th weekend. Had a new moon in the sign of Sagittarius for financials, grains, precious metal, oil. And then we also had Jupiter line up with the U.S. natal chart. That has to do with we map where the planets were when the country was founded on July the 4th, 1776. Most people don't know that one of our smartest founding fathers, Benjamin Franklin, was he's a multi-talented guy, but he was an astrologer and was advising the author of Declaration of Independence, Thomas Jefferson, on the timing of when Jefferson should sign the Declaration of Independence, and that they actually changed the initial date from July 1, July 4th. Anyway, so we had the planets map there, and so when planets line up with those planets, then we look for a change in trend for U.S. stocks, T-bonds, U.S. dollar, and we had a second one for the U.S. chart for the stocks, T-bonds, U.S. dollar over the 19th weekend. All right, here's our first one, corn. We got corn on the moon there. The greens usually dance to the moon, and you can see you got a pullback low there, right there with the green arrow. Green is good. That means you had a chance to make some money. And if you bought there, you were happy because then the corn went up, up, up. Here's the beans, had a big decline right into the moon, and then they reversed and went up, up, up. Wheat, we went 50-50 on. We had the pullback into the Venus point. Wheat is a co-ruled by Venus, and so you made like night near the lows of the month there. But then the wheat didn't like the moon, so it just continued higher, so we went 50-50 on the wheat. However, one of your favorites, cattle, it's a moving experience, Larry. We had 2 cycle points for the cattle, and both were good. That was a high there. Then you declined to that low there. I think you had about, let's see, 232 down to 228, about four handles down. That's about $1,600. And then if you bought there on that opening, then you popped up, and I think you made another 4 or 5 handles there. So that's pretty good. So you end up maybe making about $3,000 on 2 trades. Here we got the cotton. It has the same planetary rulers, and right near the low of the month there on cotton. But this one didn't work out so well. It just kind of went sideways to slightly higher. So it's probably basically a break even on the 50-50 cotton there. But look at this, Larry. This is amazing. Sugar going down, down, down into our Venus point there. And then what a reversal to the upside following that. If you bought there, I think you would have been very happy. That was like a full handle in sugar. I think it's about somewhere in the neighborhood of $1,000 over, sugar's kind of a small money market there. So you did swings like that. You're not going to make huge money like copper, where every penny is $250. And it's not unusual for copper to move 10 cents in a day or $2,500. So there we go. We got a pullback low there in the copper, and then it popped up. That doesn't look like much, but there's about 10 cents right there, $2,500. Then we're going sideways. So we have the yellow box there for a pass. So we have just the one trade in copper, probably for in the neighborhood about $2,500. Here's silver. As you know, Larry, silver is a high percentage follower of the moon, but for whatever reason, silver was going sideways here. There's a yellow box, so that's a pass. And then when we got to the moon, that was let's see, back on the 15th, that was a new moon, and silver didn't care, and it just went higher into the crazy blow-off we just had. There we go. But gold was a little better. Gold had a little pullback here. Again, these scales are getting squished by these huge moves. So it pulled back a little bit there. And then if you bought there, you had a chance to make some pretty nice money. I think it rallied about $150. That's about an $80 pullback there into that low. And so that was pretty good. Oil usually turns on the moon, but not this time. It ignored the moon cycle. Now, usually have one market that's kind of the clunker of the day. And last time, I think we hit 5 out of 6 on the S&P. But this S&P is the clunker of the day today, because look at that. We had the turning point there on that low. But then we rallied into the 19th weekend where we had the big triple cycle cluster. But the S&P didn't care, and it just kept going. Oh, we got commercial.
We sure do. Stay tuned. We'll be back with Norm Winsky.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
We're back with Norm Winsky. Please continue. We got some good stuff. Keep it coming.
Thank you, Larry. So I was showing you how we had some misses here on the S&P, and now we're going to, you might say, oh, Norm, maybe those 3 cycles weren't working well. They just weren't working for the S&P, because look what happened in the bonds. We had the triple cycle weekend there over the 19th, and if you bought on the opening Monday the 22nd and you were patient, you had a little bit of a drawdown the next day, and then you had a rally. But this is even more pronounced. Wait till you see what happened in the U.S. dollar. So we had a nice rally right into that weekend on the dollar. There's the 3 cycles there. And then it made a nice stop and pulled back. Now, if you like to trade the currency, foreign currencies, I think you're gonna love what I'm gonna show you now. I got the big 6 currencies all bunched together here now, at the end here, and Aussie dollar going down, 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 making a low right on the moon. This is all the currencies are all based on the lunar cycle, and then we going up, up, up into British pound. That just went sideways. That's our one exception. And then the Canadian dollar pulled back into there, and then up, up, up. And the euro was down into the moon, and then up. And then the Japanese yen had pulled back into, look at that big drop there, into the moon, and then big reversal on the yen. And here's the Swiss franc pulling back into the moon, and then reverse into the upside. So we had 5 out of 6, and the one that didn't work was just sideways, so we wouldn't do that anyway. That was a pass. So adding up all the green arrows and the red arrows, we had 20 winners, 7 misses out of 27 for 74.07% winners. Here's what's coming up. So we have the this past over the weekend here, we had a Mercury cycle. I was expecting a reversal here. However, keep in mind, stocks respond to potentially all these events. Mercury is specifically the greens, but on the stock market, everybody's looking at that this morning. And of course, the precious metals didn't have the precious metal indicated, but the stock market was. But the problem here is we didn't really have a good setup. I like to be able to sell near the highs or buy near the lows. And since it was kind of soft on Friday, It had a small down Friday. That still kept you in the possibility. The setup here, if we open it up higher so you can sell it, you want to sell. You don't want to chase these trades, That's at least how I do it. I don't chase the trades. So anyway, so probably going to call that a pass. I haven't had a chance to look at these grains yet and see how they're behaving today. Here's what's coming up here in the next few days. Tonight is the 29th. After the close, we have a heliocentric. That's from the point of view of the sun. Jupiter's going to line up with Uranus, and I think you'll be excited to hear this, Larry. That's going to be cattle. I think Uranus is in Taurus, the bull. So we have a possible turning point due here for cattle, copper, cotton, and silver. And then we have then we go to the weekend after New Year's, the weekend of the 2nd, for grains, precious metals, oil, and silver. And then also we have a U.S. Cycle there for that weekend, stocks, T-bonds, and the U.S. dollar. All right, so that's, let me show you my contact information. Looking forward to helping some of the folks, maybe. You can reach me by email at nwinski@yahoo.com. That's nwinski@yahoo.com. Or you can call me here in beautiful Naples, Florida at 239-594-3939. That's 239-594-3939. Larry, any comments or questions or
yes,
rotten potatoes?
We have a question. We have a question from someone from Kansas City, Missouri, asking the question.
Are you there, Larry?
The question is,
Hello,
when
Larry.
you talk about full moons and new moons, and he wants you to explain to him the difference between apogee and perigee when they come together. Can you do that?
Hello.
Yeah. Can you hear me okay?
All right. Well,
Hello.
There we go.
Well, I guess I can't hear you. Norm, thanks for joining us, I guess. I'll try to answer the question myself, but I guess we lost Norm. Hold on, folks. Let me get my charts back up here. He did a great job as usual, and I'll answer that question. Apogee and perigee. Apogee is when the Earth is as close to the moon. Let's try that again, Larry. Apogee is when it's as far away, A is away, farthest away, and then when it's perigee, it's as close. When they come together, these are the things that Pythagoras knew, back in 660-some BC. So these act like extra gravitational things, and that's why it's so, very important as we watch these things here unfold. I need to get the charts back up because we got another segment after this, so bear with me here, folks, and I'll do my best to get these back up so we can see them. And of course, my technical abilities are not nearly as good as they should be, but here's our charts that we're looking at. I was just watching the 382s on some of these because the fact that we've had this news come out that there's never been anybody bearish the market for 2026. The only time that's ever happened was way back in 29. Had a little correction after that. Anyway, we'll watch what's going on here today and tomorrow, but it's not going to be a one-day event, folks. There's going to be some wild swings all the way through here, and someone is calling me to see what it is, and I will do my best to find out if I can. And I'm sharing the wrong screen. Well, that doesn't surprise me. Yeah, just a second here. I love this technical stuff so much. I can't believe it. Hold on here. There's where we want to get to. Hold on. I think we're almost ready now. Change the screen. Okay, get the entire screen up here. This is it. Let me know, Al, that this is the one we're watching. So we should have all the screens up right now, and then we're watching some of these things unfold here as we're looking at them here today. Okay, now let's move over here about the gold and silver swings today, folks. There's going to be a lot in the news. Most of it's going to be baloney. But, there's big swings. We probably made a major top because we've dropped $300 an ounce in silver today, which is about 9% in, between high to low. And that's a big deal. So that's what we're paying attention to here today. It was like I mentioned before when I was we got a break coming up now. So let's wait and see what the old clock on the wall. So I got 53 seconds. Anyway, I was sad today because I did sell my Kennedy halves that I've had since 1964. And so I was happy in a way, but sad because I'd held them all through the up and downs. Even when it got to $50 back in 1980, I didn't have many of them, but these were all bright. They were in a rolls and 22 a roll, and I never sold them. I just kept them all that time. I never thought in a million years it'd get to $80, but I thought they might get back a little higher, but I've kept them. Oh, I think it's now time to get rid. And we'll take a little break. We'll be right back. 877. Oh, that number's not working anymore.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Okay, folks, this is the chart that you should be concerned with. This is the amount of money under management. Okay, and you can see the cash reserves at 3%. There's never been that low ever. You can see these are some of the areas where we've had major lows and stuff in the market, and yet are major highs. And you can see that this is just something that is just beyond belief, almost like a $1.3 trillion in margin debt. And that's another one that's going to be, it'll end badly. I do want to mention that on the 9th of January coming up, that's going to be our next live trading day. That is a huge cycle day, folks. That's a Sun, Venus, Uranus conjunction, and it's a really big one. There'll be some big swings on that day. Go back and look at it. The last time we had one like this was the 24th of August in 1987. And what happened on the 25th? The market made a high, and that was it. And so whether it'll be anything like that, high or low, I don't know, but it's going to be, quite exciting to watch it unfurl. Now, like I mentioned, I have these folks on for astrology, Shane and Bill Cerubi and Norm Winsky. And they are very, very, very good astrologers. All I do, folks, is I do pattern recognition, and I mark these dates that are key, but I go by ABCD. That's what I stick with, and that's what I should look at. But we've got some big things happening now, and it's in the news that there's no one bearish on Wall Street now. Market closing strong today would make a good case for saying, yeah, it looks like they're going to be right again. But the first time you see it close below the close we made back here just a few days ago on the 17th of December, when we close below that one, that's when the pedal's going to meet the metal, and we're going to find out, what's going to be happening. So live every day in an attitude of gratitude, and may God bless.